This is the very popular Wooting 60HE. And this is not a Wooting 60HE. This is the Mad60HE and it's been brought to my attention by you guys, this being the $20 Wooting. And it's an interesting keyboard. For starters, this keyboard is not actually $20. I got mine for $36 on AliExpress. And if you head over to their website, this keyboard starts at anywhere from $49 to $69. Nice. But I digress. We'll be comparing this keyboard to the Wooting 60HE because this is most definitely a clone of the Wooting. And I have to call this keyboard a clone because the similarities are a little bit too similar. So let's take a look at the similarities. We first look at the box. The design of both boxes are strikingly similar, with the branding on the model of the keyboard in the exact same places, and the font of the HE logo resembling Wooting. And the similarities doesn't stop there. The unboxing experience was similar with the same cutout on the right side of the box, but there is significantly less artwork in the Mad60HE. No fancy braided cable for the Mad60, and the same colored tools. And finally, the keyboard. The keyboard looks identical to say the least. They are so identical that when I overlaid each one over on Photoshop, you literally can't tell which is which. The only difference really is the center Wooting logo versus the side Madlions logo. And both keyboards come with a woven tag that you can attach to the keyboard with the same annoying mounting style with those fiddly screws and annoying folding bits. The keyboards have identical side profiles and the same back too, except for the logo placement. And when opening up both keyboards, it's even more evident that the Mad60HE has the same case design as the Wooting. Same cutouts for both foam pieces even though Wooting has a significantly more denser foam. And the bits that make the case look like they were copied too with the same structure points in the case. It's like a game of spot the difference. It's so exact in fact that you can fit a Mad60 PCB into a Wooting and it will fit snug. It's actually so snug in fact that the USB-C port aligns perfectly. One thing to note here is that the Mad60HE has inferior plastics as one of the switches that I was taking out of the keyboard snapped and lost a pin. However, it doesn't affect the keyboard. But this is my first time in all my years with keyboards that this has ever happened to me. The switches that came with the Mad60HE are different, and this is where I have to give some credit to Madlions because they went with a closed bottom Hall effect switch which produces a better sound. The keycaps on the keyboards are different too, as Wooting has shine-through double-shot PBT keycaps, while the Madlion has their OEM 2-color keycaps, which are not RGB shine-throughable. But for $36, I can't really be complaining. And yeah, that's a Mad60 compared to the Wooting. But before I test this keyboard on my main PC, I'm gonna be setting up a dummy PC for this keyboard. And here's why I'm doing this. So this is the dummy PC. It has its own Wi-Fi network which is connected to my SIM card, which is running off a power bank. It's a little bit overkill, I know. But this keyboard being $36 is pretty questionable. It might have malware, might have a virus, you know. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It probably has none of those, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'll be plugging in the Mad60HE and let's hope we don't get a virus. This is a fresh install of Windows, so there is nothing inside other than maybe the Razer driver or something. But I'm going to be running some tests to see if this keyboard had any malware that got in, maybe adware. Okay, this is ironic. So I just entered the website and the first thing it says is beware of pirate websites. As if this keyboard wasn't just a complete copy of the Wooting. This being a web-based driver doesn't require you to download any drivers. So in theory, you shouldn't allow any virus to come from the keyboard, but I'm gonna do a full Windows scan just to be sure. And the results, 0 threats found. So this keyboard is safe to use on my main PC. So let's talk about the specs of this keyboard. It boasts 8000 Hz on their website, but that's only for the pricier keyboard. The one I have here is actually 1000 Hz, with a slightly less accurate 0.08mm accuracy. Still impressive to get it at a Hall effect keyboard at this price range. Testing the keyboard for myself, and I can say that this feels as responsive while gaming as any other Hall effect keyboard. It works as a Hall effect keyboard should, adjustable actuation points, rapid trigger works well, and to be honest, it actually sounds better than the Wooting. So yeah, the Mad60HE is a really good keyboard at a really great price, if that's all there was to the story. Here comes the main bulk of this video. How ethical is this? Well, after doing a little bit of research, this keyboard was not Madlion's first rodeo. Before the Mad60, they were actually selling this keyboard called the Nano 68 Pro, which is another knockoff of another keyboard called the Made 68 Pro by Melgeek, which was a keyboard I actually recently reviewed on my short. This, however, went under the radar because it's not Wooting and people don't really care about that. But it definitely caught the attention of one person. Melgeek themselves. And shortly after, Melgeek actually released a public statement showing that they will take legal action against the The Madlions, that's what they were called. It was a warning letter to show that they will take legal action if the Madlions didn't take down the keyboard, but apparently this didn't face the Madlions because if you go onto their website today, you can still find the Nano 68 Pro. But as for the Mad60HE and the Wooting situation, I have actually personally went to Wooting to talk about this keyboard, and this is what they have to say. Now before I share Wooting's response, I want to be transparent and say that I am only just conveying Wooting's message. I have no stake in this whole drama. And no, I was not paid by Wooting to say this. And with that cleared up, here's what Wooting has to say about the situation. I just scratched my iPad. We don't condone the outright copying of our products, software, and identity from Madlions and its associated companies. They are cashing into short-term gains at the cost of the industry and environment by not adding any unique things to the industry and a product that's unlikely to survive longer than a year. Madlion's business model is to copy existing products and bring them to the market at a low price. We speculate that they make these loss leaders to break even or to ramp up production volumes at their factories, to keep them afloat rather than doing nothing at all. They keep their R&D costs low by copying popular products and using their low price point as a free marketing tool. Get the same but cheaper. And with that, it gives buyers a mindset of, if it's bad, well, it was only a couple of dollars. We don't participate in this race to the bottom that Madlions and similar companies are cultivating. We'll keep an eye out for competitors that are adding unique value and invest into long-term products, keeping us on edge. Meanwhile, we will cook. I don't know what they're cooking, but it smells pretty good. Oh yeah, and for those of you who are wondering why Wooting isn't suing them, here's what they have to say about that. Filing a lawsuit in China as a foreign company is difficult to win, and it is extremely distracting. We prefer to spend our time and money on making our products even better. So all the effort, money, and stress going into a lawsuit is better spent on improving our products. And yeah, that's Wooting's statement. There is a bigger write-up on their statement, which I'll leave in the description. Check it out if you're interested, but if not, this is just that but summed up. And yeah, here's what I have to say about this keyboard. So my personal stance on the Mad60HE is this. Yes, it is a cheap keyboard and a pretty good one too, but this is just still a blatant knockoff. Sure, Wooting's not the cheapest keyboard out there right now, but there are a whole bunch of other Hall effect keyboards on the market which come at a great value and, you know, without the whole blatant knockoff thing. Like this keyboard. This is the Mad60HE by Nuvi. I reviewed this keyboard recently on my shorts, you should check it out. It's less than $100, unfortunately right now out of stock, but a really solid keyboard for its price. This is the Ajas AK820, which is also found on AliExpress. It's $40 as of this review, so it's $4 more than the Mad60, and a decent budget-friendly Hall effect keyboard without the blatant copyright thing. Or just get a Wooting 60HE. If you girl math it, the Wooting's gonna last you more than years to come. But let's say it lasts only 3 years. It amounts to less than $5 a month for the Wooting for the 3 years that you own it. You pay more for Spotify. Just say. So I linked all the keyboards I mentioned in this video in the description, except the Mad60HE. I don't feel right linking a Wooting knockoff. It's kind of like promoting counterfeit goods. But I won't blame you or shame you for owning one either, since I know some of us can't fork out a huge amount of money to afford a premium gaming keyboard. The whole point of this video is to acknowledge that there are scummy practices that are happening in the industry, and this is one instance of that. If you so as to choose to buy one of these keyboards, just know that you will unfortunately be promoting these kind of practices even further. This is a really short video, I had to get it out in time. I'm sick if you couldn't tell. But yeah, stop telling me about the Mad60 because I have tried it out. And yeah, subscribe for more keyboard drama. And as always,